Jokes aside is my new thing. Because jokes aside, it's my new word. It's like a catch-all. You know what I mean, Sam? It's like, oh yeah, we're just joking. So jokes aside, now we're being
Politically
serious.
correct. It's you trying to distance yourself from trouble is what it is.
Yeah, because if anybody comes back to this conversation,
So
we did say jokes
you think
aside.
once they hear the jokes aside, they're going to be like, oh no, he was just joking.
Yeah.
You think that's how it works?
Jokes aside.
All right.
Jokes aside is the
Wait for your
podcast
lawsuits.
equivalent for allegedly. Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to the 30% podcast, episode 27. Sam,
27.
we're on episode 27. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel? I don't know how I feel. Am I supposed to feel something? Is there a
We're
special feeling I'm
officially
supposed to
in
have?
the... Okay, well, the number 27 reminds me of the 27 Club. Sam, are you familiar with the 27 Club?
Is that the thing where artists overdose and die?
Yeah.
Oh.
Rest in peace to Kurt Cobain, Brian Jones, Jim Morrison, Amy Winehouse, Robert Johnson, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. Bro, it's kind of crazy how all these
Was Mac
legends
Miller
all died
part of the 27?
at the same time. Who?
Mac Miller.
Let me do my research right now. But isn't it crazy that all of them just at 27, Mac Miller was 26.
Oof. Okay, but that's awfully close.
It
Awfully
is,
close
it
to
is.
27. That's a weird thing,
Anyway,
isn't it?
I don't want to start the pod. Well, I have
Too late.
anyway with such a morbid fact. But
Too late.
27 Club, man.
Stay off
yeah.
drugs.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But
You guess?
Anyway, no. Yeah. Yes,
You
kids, stay away from drugs. Drugs will ruin your life.
At this point, adults
but
need to
Sam-
stay away from it too. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Sam,
Moving along.
aside from, I don't know why I decided to start the podcast with it, but it's the most significant thing about the number 27, I guess. But how are you? How are you aside
we
from
would have been able to
everything
find more
else?
significant things. How am I? I'm doing good. I am doing okay. I'm a little bit underwhelmed right now, honestly, if I'm being honest with you.
Why are you underwhelmed?
I just feel slightly underwhelmed. And I don't know why. I feel like I'm slightly underwhelmed by life.
Really?
I can't
Me,
really
I'm just
explain it.
whelmed.
You're just whelmed.
I'm just whelmed.
I'm
Yep.
slightly, just a little bit underwhelmed. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not doing enough.
So are you closer to whelmed than underwhelmed on the scale?
I'm closer to whelmed, yeah. I'm closer to whelmed. Can you be overwhelmed?
That's not too bad.
You can be overwhelmed, right? You can be over and underwhelmed.
Yes, you can. You can be overwhelmed.
Yeah, no. I'm closer to whelmed, but what are we talking about? I am feeling a little bit
I
underwhelmed.
feel like no, that's the title of the podcast. Closer to whelmed.
I'm feeling closer to whelmed than anything. But yeah, I'm doing all right. Honestly, I'm. There's a couple of projects I'm thinking about that are spinning my brain around. But it's just when you have things, when you have idealism is such a lovely state to be in, because when you start to leave idealism and you actually have to do the things that the ideas that you have in your head.
Oh wait, I didn't know they added a new state in America.
Did they?
Yeah, you just said idealism is a... Anyway, carry on.
I fell for it. Now I'm a little further from Whelmed.
Oh man.
You've taken me a bit further than so there's just a whole bunch of projects that I have that I really want to do, and it's just like, okay, now I need to stop being idealistic and stop thinking about them and actually do them. That's where it becomes tough.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's what separates the greats from the nuts.
Listen, like Nike says, just
Who's
do
Nike?
it, bro.
Oh, Nike.
Nike.
Oh.
Yeah, just do it, bro. Listen, it shouldn't be that complicated. Just do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. That's the plan. My plan is to put it out in the open so that if I don't do it, I look stupid. That's the goal.
Exactly. And
So you
and we
look like
can
a
hold you to
dodo.
the fire.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can
yeah.
hold your feet to the fire.
If you don't do it, you
if
look
you're
like a
listening to
failure.
this podcast, if Sam doesn't come through with whatever it is he's talking about, and it's probably music related, let's hold his feet to the fire and
It's actually not
publicly.
It's art related though. It's content
Okay,
related.
it's art related. Then we shall hold him to the fire and publicly remind him that he
Shame
has
me.
not come through.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll shame
Please.
him. Yeah, let's shame Sam.
What
Sam,
do we have
shame.
to shame you about?
Shame.
Afam, please.
Shame.
Let's even
Huh?
this shame opportunity. What can we shame you
Oh
about?
no, me, I have no shame. Well, I had an interesting
me then.
week. Well, me and Sam had an interesting week on when was it that we went for Fena's thing? Was that Tuesday? Oh my god, the days are blood. The days are such a blur.
Last week wasn't a
nowadays.
week.
It really
Last
wasn't.
week really wasn't a week. When was it?
I think it was Tuesday.
Was it?
This is a podcast full of people who just don't remember things.
We don't.
Anyway, while Sam looks for the particular date that we went, so Sam and I attended an event that was organized by Jessica Colaco. It was held at Kayana's office space in Kilimani. And it was centered around music entrepreneurs and just how to like move in the music industry through a lens of Fena Gitu's recent album that she The Love Art Lust, which we actually reported on a few weeks ago. And it was a good experience, we got to like hear the story as to how Fena got into music and then just the more business. Yeah, just the business side of her getting like how she landed on the managers that she has, how she curated the team behind her, and we got to meet some of these people and then also meet other like-minded individuals who are also in the music industry. So it was a good networking event. Sam, have you found what day it was that we went for this event?
I think I have ADHD.
Oh my god, you got distracted. Sam,
I got distracted.
keep on
I started
task.
looking at other things. Sorry. I think it's Tuesday.
On task.
I think it's Tuesday. It has to be Tuesday.
I think it wasn't Wednesday, was it?
No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, but anyway, so it was a good event. Really, shout out to Jessica for the invite. She was like the moderator. She was asking Fena a bunch of questions and pretty nice. Absa were in the building. So it was very, very interesting experience.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Sam, do you? Well, okay. Well,
I have never.
Yeah, Sam,
experienced
do you want to
anything like that? Honestly, it ended up being more raw than I thought it would be in terms of just how everything happened.
Yeah, but I feel like that's good. It was more like it was more intimate because you could just I could have
done with a little less rawness, honestly.
But it was a small room. We weren't too many people, so obviously it was gonna be more intimate. It was less like a TED talk, more like a meet and greet almost. But like it wasn't a meet and greet.
And
but
Fena
it was
and Fena was cool about the whole thing. She did her best to be relatable. Well, she's relatable, I guess.
Yeah,
it was cool.
No,
it was
it
cool.
was a good event.
Learned a few things about artists. I can't.
Yes.
I don't know if I should say them. I'm not going to say them actually. But
Sam,
I think
this is a podcast.
You learned a few. Sorry.
What are you doing?
I think. Sorry, I know. We've talked about this. I think you learned a few things as well. I don't know if you are going to say those things either. Are you?
I learned a lot, but all I'm gonna say is
all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Followed by praise.
Sam,
Afam, come on, man.
It was great. It was a great event.
It was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I came out of. Yeah, and if you want to hear my honest opinion, is I came out of there with a lot of a lot more knowledge than
That's
I
not an
came
opinion.
in. That is my opinion.
But that's not an
You
opinion.
can't tell me what my opinion was. Or
You
is.
haven't told us what your opinion is. You've stated what you've. Okay, let me stop.
I have.
hating you.
Okay, let me tell you what my opinion is.
Yeah,
I learned
go
a
ahead.
lot about Fena. I learned a lot about how she got into music. I learned a lot about her influences, her
This boy is good.
motivations. I'm telling you, I'm literally listening to you.
Yeah,
This
okay,
is what
sorry,
you asked
go
me
on.
to do. So
Go
let
on.
me do it.
Go on.
I learned a lot about her influences, her inspirations, and how she came about Love at Last. Even the name was apparently Jobe Keith from Boomplay is suggested to them. Yo, we could because initially it was supposed to be Love at Last, and then he
which
said
I
Love at Last.
accurately forecasted,
predicted.
Even though that's not a very hard thing to forecast. But.
Yeah, so I learned about that, and then we learned about the dude from ABSA or who's affiliate. I think he's called Waria or something. Learned about that as well, his books and everything. Then we got to talk to some people from Kipepeo agency who were there as well, and then we even got invited to another event later in the week. So for me personally, Sam, because you're putting me under pressure,
Yes,
I came out of there with actually quite a lot that I learned and also benefited from, because I got invited to. Sam, we got invited to 2 events based off of that one event that we went to. Yeah, so that's my experience. Sam, are you happy?
Efficient outing.
Why
I'm
do I
not
sound
not
so-
at all. Not at all. And take that aggression off. Why are you being aggressive?
my tone is so aggressive. But anyway, listen.
Yeah.
So we met some individuals from Kipepeo agency. Shout out to Sally, and we were invited to the Groovy Jo listening, which I attended.
Afam did. I did.
Sam was
I wasn't
unable
able to go.
Yeah.
But
Sam was unable to attend, which is fine. So it was dope. So I mean, I guess this is still part of my week. So on Friday, was it Friday or Thursday? It was Thursday. Oh my God. My week is so scrambled. Anyway, on Thursday, I attended Groovy Jo's listening party for her album Pressure, which we talked about last week with Alpha Mars on the podcast.
Yep. Check the episode out if you haven't.
Yeah, check the episode out if you haven't. Also on YouTube. And yeah, man, it was a really dope event. A lot of people showed up, got to like mingle with like Juice Man, Angela, Fena was there again.
Wait, Juice Man and Angela. Oh, Juice Man is sorry.
Yeah,
it's
Juice Man
and his
Angela.
song called Angela. It's like who's Angela?
So I got to in person tell him, yo, congratulations on the success for Angela. Who else did I meet?
Was he cool about
representation for. Yeah. No, I know Juice Man from before. Like we've worked on some stuff, so it was more like us catching up and stuff.
Over here.
Oh yeah, bro. Listen, Sam, I'm almost like just agreeing with the fact that I'm industry.
Yeah.
I can't help it now. I'm kind of industry, but like I was saying, Groovy obviously was there. Her team, Musau, and Maya. Maya is the founder of Kipepeo Agency. Alfayo himself was there. A bunch of cool people. Shishi Wanj, the DJ, was there. So Low Key, Domi Shanja, and all those guys from Low Key were there. Some producers, Kimush, artists, Asam Garvey was there. It was just a bunch of people. We listened to Groovy's album. It was really wholesome. There was cake. Groovy cried during her speech. It was a wholesome, nice moment. And, like, it was, what I liked was just seeing the community, like, because a lot of that community are people who are really, like, because of ADF and Musau's guys, it's like just people who are really big in like the Shrap like community, the Shrap world, and who have like kind of fostered that. And then obviously Maya and Kipepeo, like their people as well. It was like it was just really nice. And the Kipepeo like group is more like, how do I even explain it? More like they do a lot of more alternative, more
just
in tune with the earth type stuff. I don't know how else to explain it. So you see, it's like a.
What a description.
I don't know how else to explain it, but like, yeah, it was just nice.
Hippie music, is that what you're talking about? Because that's exactly what In Tune with the Earth means.
Oh, well, not hippie, but like...
They're obviously not hippie.
Yeah, but anyway,
I know what you mean.
You kind of get what I'm saying, yeah. And so that was dope. So yeah, that was mostly my week. Aside from that, I watched Transformers. I went and watched Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
They're still releasing Transformers. I thought they said they were releasing the last one like 5 years ago. What happened?
Oh, bro, there's a new one which I had to go watch. I don't even think they're numbering them anymore. Nowadays, it's more like, yeah, I swear. Nowadays, it's just more like, this is Transformers Bumblebee.
Okay.
This is Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
Okay, so what's the plot then? Because the Earth was saved.
So did you used to watch, back in the day on KBC, did you used to watch Beast Wars?
Yes, but I didn't like it, but I used to watch it.
You did like Beast Wars? I loved Beast Wars. What do you mean?
Did you
like Beast Wars?
It just felt unreal, man.
But it's a cartoon. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be unreal. What are you talking about?
Continue.
But like, I used to love the concept of a gorilla turning into like a robot. I loved the monk. I loved my two favorite characters was the cheetah and the rat.
The cheetahs and the rats. I remember that. I remember that. I mean, I watched it a little bit, honestly, when there was nothing else on.
Unfortunately, the rat wasn't in the movie, but they had the cheetah, they had the Optimus Primo, the bubble. So anyway, it's so the movie is loosely based on Beast Wars and that type of
real
stuff.
life events.
So it was pretty interesting. Huh?
Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just I went to watch this movie for nostalgia purposes, but that was my week.
Have you seen Spider-Man?
Not yet. I have not yet seen Spider-Man, so please no spoilers.
How did you watch?
It is a very long story as to why I have not yet watched Spider-Man.
Why did you pick Transformers over Spider-Man though? Everyone is literally saying it's a 10 out of 10 and you picked Transformers.
No, you don't understand. I am saving Spider-Man to... I will explain. I can't really explain it on the podcast, but yes, Spider-Man is my number one thing that I want to watch. Okay, but I'm saving it.
That I'm going to watch. I might just go to the cinema by myself. Honestly, I need to experience that without people around me. I don't want my opinions.
Solo movie dates are a vibe. Let nobody ever tell you guys any different. Yeah, solo movie dates are actually 10 out of 10.
Don't post them on the internet or you'll get roasted.
Roasted by who? Roast me. Roast me for it's fine. But yeah. Oh my god. That was what, like 16 minutes of our weeks. Super industry, super transformery. That was horrible. I shall move on to the news.
Transform to the next topic.
Oh my god, that was also equally horrible. But
that was
better.
Terrible. Oh man, I'm following after my mentor, Afam.
I'm your mentor. Oh, that's actually quite nice.
I didn't mean that in an endearing way. That was not supposed to be endearing.
You see how he builds me up to tear me down.
All right, okay, Mr. I'm the victim. I'm victimizing yourself. Relax.
And then you guys should know that Sam is very good at psychology.
The news. The news.
Anyway, so we'll start with international news. Mm-hmm. So this news I actually got first from Sam because he sent me a message on WhatsApp, and I was like, for real?
Doing the research, doing the Googles.
Guys, it looks like we shall be getting representation in the Grammys.
Finally.
Sam, how excited are you about this? That we finally have an African category on the Grammys?
I don't sound jaded, honestly, because I realize that my mood is very negative. My opinions are very negative all the time. But I feel like this is just another category to politicize, which I'm not very happy about.
What do you mean by politicize?
Because, I mean, the Grammys is political, right? We all know that.
Yes.
And I just feel like now, instead of putting Africa's, this is a very... progressive period where African music is really gaining like traction.
It is.
Now if we start politicizing it and putting on people who don't necessarily deserve it, but people who have the right connections and stuff, I just feel like that's going to end up hurting.
Wait, but people like who? So if Burna Boy won the first,
Of course, Burna Boy is going to get
whatever.
his, definitely. In fact, there's rumblings. The streets were talking that he was part of the people who contributed to pushing for, like personally pushing for the Grammys. Like he's part of the reasons why it was accepted. I don't know how true that is. But Burna is getting his Grammy.
but
Wiz is getting his Grammy. I
Rema,
feel like they're going
Rema
to
has to
Rema.
get.
No, they won't give Rema a Grammy. I feel like they're going to give Thames a Grammy just because she's Thames.
Why not Rema? Why don't you?
I don't know.
Think Rema would?
I don't know. They don't usually give Grammys to like the
Rema has
poppiest
one
of people.
Of the biggest, but he has one of the biggest songs with like an American
Calm Down is
Selena Gomez.
Calm Down might get a nomination. It's not going to get a Grammy.
Did you see? Okay, I hate that I'm even saying this, but I don't know why, but people always see like Kim Kardashian and her family as a metric for when you're doing well. And there was a video of Kim's daughter and her friends singing Calm Down. And everyone was like, "Oh my God, Rema is out of here."
But he's been out of here. If you know Rema and where he came from, freestyling in cars, then
so it's crazy. It's crazy because that's the metric. That's when people are like, "Oh my God," you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to
Kim a gatekeeper.
But anyway, yeah,
is Kim Kardashian a gatekeeper?
No, but it is something though. It is something because the Kardashians are super out of here in terms of fame,
influence.
So yeah, I think Rema would deserve one, obviously. But okay, how else do you think it's politicized? Or that's
the main reason. I mean, if that's, I feel like that's the main thing. If they're giving it to who they want to give it for, whatever agenda, then nothing else matters. Now we're just nominating random people for. I like to see how Bongo does and how East Africa does, honestly, because they put. The reason I actually put the news on is, I mean, I sent this to you because Genge is apparently a category.
Exactly. Oh wait, so let me just read. So they say the best. So the category is gonna be officially called the Best African Music Performance, a track and singles category. No, so sorry, let me start again. Sorry. The Best African Music Performance, a track and singles category, will celebrate recordings that utilize unique local expressions from across the continent. Specifically, it would highlight regional melodic, harmonic, and rhythmic musical traditions, including Afrobeat, Afrofusion, Afropop, Afrobeats, Amapiano, Highlife, Bongo Flav, Fuji, Kwasa, Genge, Dombolo, Mapuka, Ghanaian Drill, Afro House, South African Hip Hop, Ethio Jazz, among a host of others. I would love to hear Ethio Jazz. That sounds interesting. So they also say by introducing these new categories, so it's actually 3 categories that they've introduced, the African music performance being one of them. They're able to acknowledge and appreciate a broader array of artists, and relocating the Producer of the Year and Songwriter of the Year categories to the general field ensures that all our voters can participate in recognizing excellence in these fields.
That's
so
cool.
The person who released this statement is the Recording Academy CEO. Oh, well, the person being quoted is the Recording Academy CEO, Harvey Mason Jr. So, Sam, I agree with you about the politicizing of this thing. For me, the main problem is, I think we're still just being categorized as one thing. Because these other genres of music get, you see, best R&B performance, best R&B this, best R&B that. Hip hop, best hip hop album, best hip hop song.
Oh, and then the Africans.
And then the Africans, which we're all clumped together. Honestly, I think the best thing is if we're so hell-bent on having an award show, we should come up with our own.
Yeah. I mean,
because just clumping everything together,
it's not
we're
cool,
all supposed to fight for this one thing.
Especially since a lot of the African music is like getting a lot of a lot of play and traction. Even over some of the Western music.
Sam, literally this year in 2023, Billboard have released that no rap album has charted in the Billboard top 100, top 200. And one of the reasons they've been giving is because of the rise of Afrobeats, Latin music, reggaeton, etc. Listen, Afrobeats is on the rise. Like right now, we have a lot of sway in music. And then you're gonna give us one genre for all of us to fight for the tops. Like, makes no sense. We can
make the argument that Africa is always going to be Africa in the West's eyes, but that's
I mean, it's progress. Yes, it's progress for sure, and I'm not knocking them for that.
It's just a good thing. It's a good thing because then we get to have more the reach. Like I'm sure there's people who don't listen to a lot of music but just watch the Grammys just because they want to see who's popular and who's winning. So that's great.
We'll see how it plays out, but
include everyone in everything. Just, is it practical to include everyone in everything though? And like every single, because there's other continents, Australia. I don't know if Australians have Australian music or they just do normal music. There's Asia.
But Australians would be included because they make the genres. They're included in the pop, R&B, hip. Like, although I don't know about hip hop, but like pop music, like isn't like Tones and I? Isn't she Australian? Do you know Tones and I?
I know Tones and I. She had a huge, I was going to say smash.
Tones and I is Australian, and I don't know if she's won a Grammy, but I know she would be considered for these like type of.
So does that mean that we have to make
representation?
Like Western style music for us to be considered?
No, we don't, and that's why I'm saying, can't we just have an award show that's African centric?
Yeah, but it's never going to pick up as much steam as the Grammy has been here for years. So.
No, don't say that. Okay, I think that's one of our main issues because like one of the main reasons why I feel like West African music and South African music is really successful is because those people release their music and they just back it, and everybody in that community. I learned recently like for like South Africans, those guys, they only support their people really. Like if an artist from South Africa gets like a huge collaboration with Drake, they're listening to that song because of their artist. And for Drake to whatever, like it's like, yo, Drake, come here, perform the song here. That's when we'll give you your props.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like if we just stand on our shit and we're like, yo, listen, this is the best. This is the most like. This means a lot for us. Then
it means more to us than
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's great.
It's big news, I guess.
Honestly, it's great.
Yeah.
It's good. Let's see how it goes.
Well,
I'm looking to see who the first person be nominated for. Who the first person will be?
Who'll win?
Yeah, in that category. I know.
It'll be nice to see the nominees and then the first winner. But that's stuff that we shall wait for.
Yep.
In 2024. Other international news. So I'll just briefly glance on this one. So our guys are forming a task force, Sam.
Oh man, that's great.
So,
the writers are striking. I guess
Empire,
we should also strike.
Yeah, Believe, Empire, Spotify, Amazon Music, and TuneCore, Vydia, I already said Empire, Symphonic, DistroKid. They're all joining hands, Sam. Did you used to watch Kids Against Crime? Is it just me?
Just you.
Somebody listening to this watched Kids Against Crime.
Just
and
you.
Anyway, these guys are all combining forces to form the Music Fights Fraud Alliance. I don't know why it feels like Power Rangers. You know when Power Rangers used to like combine their things and then join this one.
Is that the name? The Music Fights Fraud Alliance?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's a horrible name for something.
Anyway, they've formed a global task force. They're the Justice League of music right now. That's what I'm calling them. The Justice League of music. Who's Superman? Spotify. Spotify is like the biggest name there.
Spotify
is Superman. Anyway, jokes aside, they're forming a global task force aimed at eradicating streaming fraud. So we've kind of reported on this a bit. Like on streaming, like a lot of people have figured a way to like game the system. So one way has been AI, like just generating generic AI songs, getting a bunch of streaming farms to stream those songs, and then getting money off of that. Other ways is obviously, I've just mentioned it, streaming farms is how people just have these huge firms dedicated to just streaming music,
getting the numbers up.
And you know, the reason that it's annoying is because of how streaming works, this severely diverts funds that should go to people who actually have legitimate streams, and it goes to people who don't, who are fraudulent. So it's interesting to see that they're actively trying to eradicate this,
fix this.
The biggest winners for this type of thing, it looks like it would be like the distribution companies. As you can see, a lot of them are distro companies: DistroKid, TuneCore, Believe, Downtown, United Masters, Symphonic, CD Baby. They're the guys who make a bulk of their income from streaming, Nvidia as well. So obviously that's what's in it for them. And it's going to be, I mean, the reporting is masked as, you know, it's for the artist. Like, you need to be receiving more streaming royalties than you are.
Not buying it.
But obviously,
do you know what it is? Until the artists start fighting for themselves, we're never going to reach
we need to unionize.
Okay, that's one way. But until the artists start fighting for themselves and start being at the forefront of the fights, I know it's more difficult because the streaming companies are closer to the model of a record label than anything, and the authority has the power, right? But until the artists start fighting for themselves, I don't think we're ever going to reach an ideal that we need to reach. The ideal that people who fight for us are always going to take what they want first before they give.
Exactly.
So that's what sucks.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's cool. Thanks for fighting, but I know that at the end of it, artists are not going to be fully happy. I don't think that's going to happen. So.
Yeah. So the statement that they released, they said each of the participating companies claim to have instituted internal measures to contend with fraud. The statement adds, it has been estimated that industry-wide streaming abuse could account for hundreds of millions of dollars lost each year. And this streaming abuse encompasses, I can't speak, bots, streaming click farms, and imposters. And this impacts all artists, both self-released and those signed to labels. It affects the music industry by diluting the royalty pool, reducing revenue for legitimate streams, and slowing the approval and release process for creators. So, I mean, on the face of it, it looks like a noble cause. But as all these things
sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I don't know how this affects us in Kenya because we don't even see money from streaming anyway. So, yeah.
Do you think streaming fraud only belongs to the big companies or the small? Like, and this is something I do, if I make a playlist and then I put like all the music I want to stream on it, and then I just like put it on replay and just loop it forever. Is that also streaming? Am I running a streaming farm? A very small farm. Is that fraud? Because I'm doing that for the sole purpose of running those numbers up, even though they're not going to go that high. But
it doesn't help because, you see, streaming is more nuanced, like streaming, like being fraudulent. Because if you just leave something looping, their algorithm will detect that this isn't a normal listening pattern for a human being. You know what I mean? So the trick to, and I guess I don't know why I feel like I'm telling people how to start your own streaming farm. But
your own streaming farm 101 presented by Afam.
The trick to having a convincing streaming farm would be to have multiple users and devices listening to
Oh,
music
thank you.
how
I'll look
a
into that.
normal human being would listen
I'll look
to.
into
So a
that.
normal human being won't leave something looping for 24 hours. A normal human being might listen to a song on loop. If they're listening to a song on loop, they might listen to it 3 times maybe, and then
3
maybe
times.
another one
Sometimes
time
I
in
listen
the
to a song on
evening.
loop for 20 times.
Yeah, but you're an exception. Like a regular person would be just listening to like a playlist or an album or something like that. You know what I mean? So to convincingly do it, I think you'd have to have like 100. Let's say you have 100,000 different units, and then you make them stream a song twice a day, intermittently for a period of time. But I don't know. That's how I think it would go. I have no idea how people do streaming farms.
I'll do some more research.
Yeah.
I'll do some research on how to
but
get
yeah,
into this fraud thing. Sounds like a good idea.
It does not sound like a good idea. And the 30% podcast is all about
No, it ain't.
being
No, it ain't.
upstanding citizens
Not really.
netizens. Yes, no. Anyway, jokes aside is my new thing. Because jokes aside, it's my new word. It's like a catch-all. You know what I mean, Sam? It's like, oh yeah, we're just joking. So jokes aside, now we're being
Politically
serious.
correct. It's you trying to distance yourself from trouble is what it is.
Yeah, because if anybody comes back to this conversation,
So
we
you think
aside.
once they hear the jokes aside, they're going to be like, oh no, he was just joking.
Yeah.
You think that's how it works?
Jokes aside,
All right.
Jokes aside is the
Wait for your
podcast
lawsuits.
equivalent for allegedly.
You wait.
It's
wait
the
for your
podcast
suits.
the podcast equivalent.
I'd like to see you
but anyway,
argue jokes aside in court. But I said jokes aside. It's right there.
Yeah, I was just joking.
1
It was
minute
a joke.
36.
But yeah. So that's what these guys are doing. So let's help them fight
Yep.
crime
Either way,
via streaming.
it's a good thing, even though, yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. So on to local news. The big one.
Local. Sorry.
The big local news would be the Boys to Men concert and the backlash that it's been receiving. It's been quite a ride. A lot has happened. Radio Africa had to apologize
Of course.
for a highly
It's a
disappointing
corporate company.
Boyz
You have to
II
come
Men
out and
show.
save face.
But they had to, man. There was a lot of complaining about it, man. Like people paid so much money for this event, and like we said last time we talked about this, man. With the economy set up the way it is, it's like, bruh, I'm spending that type of money. I'm going to complain. I might even want my money back, based off of how shitty the event was.
Yeah.
So the Consumers Federation of Kenya threatened to file a lawsuit against the organizers of the Stanbic Yetu Festival. In their statement, COFEC program officer Miss Caroline Njue said that they have received numerous complaints regarding the concert, in which revelers were charged 30,000 for VVIP, 15,000 for VIP, and 8,000 for regular tickets. Yeah, Sam, would you be complaining if you went for the concert? Would you be sending in complaints?
I'd be sad, and I'd probably never attend that kind of thing again. Once bitten, no need to be bitten again.
You heard it here first. Sam has reinvented the saying, once bitten, no need to be bitten again. That's the saying from now on.
That's so weird. That came out weird. Anyways, but yeah, no, first off, I just on the basic, I hate to have to ruin your hypothetical, but I wouldn't attend a show for that.
Boyz II Men
A
concert.
Boyz II Men concert. That's not my type of music. Yeah, and as much as I love Sauti Sol, I don't think they're enough for me to. Because then, if I'd be paying 8,000 to go see Sauti Sol, but no.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know if I'm paying 8,000 to see anyone. So,
Boyz II
if
Men.
I'm being honest.
I can't even tell you one Boyz II Men song. I know them.
But you know them.
But I can't tell you
That's
one.
something that I also that's
tell you one.
something that I also experienced. Like I was like, bruh, I can't name their songs. But then I went to their Spotify and I was listening to their top 10 and I was like, I know all these songs. So it's just like they're iconic. I just didn't know the names to their songs. So even this, apparently the Consumers Federation of Kenya on Tuesday said that it had been threatened over its stand at last weekend's Boys to Men concert. They claim that one Miss Zuhura Odhiambo, the chair of Events Management Association of Kenya, EMAC, there's so many, there's so many
Abbreviation.
associations and there's so many, like I can't keep up. Anyway, apparently, Miss Zuhura Odhiambo called on behalf of a government official who hasn't been named. And she says apparently, so they say that, so this is a quote I'm reading. We also take great exception that one Ms. Odhiambo, reportedly acting on behalf of a leader of one of the arms of government, called one of us with threats. And I guess they're threatening about the question, just like the credibility of the organizers for this event. And they say they received 419 complaints in less than 2. Honestly, there should be way more complaints than that. 419.
Because everyone who was talking about it that I heard on the streets and like friends and everything, they're all saying negative things. So that it should be more than 419.
So what can we expect? Do you think
I don't know what's
people
going to
will be
happen.
compensated?
No, of course not.
So what's going to happen, really?
But that's the question.
That's
so
my
they
question.
win the lawsuit, let's say, right? And now maybe money has to be paid. So the money is paid. What happens? What are they going to refund everyone who paid? Is there a way to track that?
This is what they should do. Although this is still messed up.
Yeah.
Anybody who bought a ticket, right, is in their system for the Boys to Men. They should say, if you attended the Boys to Men for our next organized event, you guys will be charged whatever percentage less than the regular.
That way they get
ticket
to
goer.
keep the money. Yeah.
They get to keep the money and still make more money.
That's actually brilliant.
But
no one is going to go for the shows again.
Yeah, I don't know what they do now. I just find it interesting because all they're gonna say is, "Listen, guys, we're so sorry that we will never do it again."
Forget about the money. Their reputation is
lives.
trashed because Boys to Men is a big thing. So,
but Sam, if tomorrow people say we're bringing
Michael Jackson back from the dead,
that's what Abigail was saying. No, but if they say we're bringing Babyface or someone our parents really used to listen to back in the day, people will still go. You know what I mean?
Babyface. Yeah, of course they will. Because it means more to them than a bad show. So they need to bring someone.
That's what I'm saying.
They need to bring someone, another group. They need to prove themselves. So your next show needs to be someone of high social what do you call value? Is it social? Whatever, high value, and then you have to make the show really good for them to forget about this because Kenya.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult for you.
Well, yeah. So we'll just monitor how that situation goes, but I honestly don't see what else is going to happen, but I don't know. In the other news, I'll just really speed through this. So apparently Eric Wainaina and his wife Sheba Hurst are launching a music label. Okay. The record label is gonna be called Rain Records.
Rain
and
Vua.
Rain. Yeah,
Rail.
and apparently it's rain like Mvua. Apparently it's named after the company that both of them have called Rainmaker, which I am not sure what that company does, but apparently that's where they get the name. And they have, maybe you know these guys, Sam. So apparently their first like acts on the label is a group called Television. Do you know them?
Oh yeah,
Tim
Television. We're with
Nviiri.
we're with Tim 2 weeks ago. Actually.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was at.
Maybe
you didn't know
can
he
tell
was
us
at
more about this.
He was at the quiz night that we bombed.
Really?
The guy was sitting next to me. That's
Wait.
Tim.
That's Tim.
I thought you knew.
I did. Wait.
No, yeah, that's
the
Tim.
guy with the messy hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah, that's Tim. That's half of television.
Oh, Sam, why did you not tell me?
Oh, don't put it on me. Did you ask people's
This
names
is
when you're
your
sitting
fault.
down? My bad. I'm sorry. Let me
I
apologize.
did, but I
Stop defending myself.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
No, yes, that's Tim. So.
Oh wow.
I've known him since
okay.
university. Actually, we've been around each
That's
other.
interesting.
It's cool.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So apparently they're gonna be like the first acts in this label, and honestly, I can't wait to see what he does. I assume. I mean, Kenya needs more music labels. I feel like there's barely any labels in this country. So,
but it needs to be. Yeah. We need more music labels.
It needs to be well
more
structured.
We need more structure before we need just a bunch of new companies. Like we need structure.
Yeah.
If we don't have a structure, you're creating a company in the foundation. You're building a house on a faulty foundation. At some point, that house is either going to be a really terrible house, very scary to be inside, or it's not going to stand, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of that happening with so many labels that can't function because there's no ways for them to keep track of progress in what we're doing, among other things. So, but we've been crying for music labels, so let's see how it goes. It should be cool.
Let's see how it goes. And there's a vacuum for that type of music since Soul Gen looks like it's winding down a little bit.
Is it? This is really weird. I don't know if it's weird, you're going to. If it's weird, we'll edit this out. But it's so weird. I had a dream, and in that dream I was talking to Nviiri, and he said that he's not leaving Soul Gen, like he can't leave. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Well, it makes sense that you would have a dream about Nviiri, seeing as we had a whole podcast where his face was our cover art. We played his music,
maybe.
So it makes
like
sense.
I was playing him beats, and then I was asking him deep, the serious questions, like so what was happening at the back end and all that business.
Nviiri,
I got the
Nviiri.
knowledge, but I can't say it here because it's not real.
Nviiri, if you are listening to this podcast, I'm speaking directly to you. One of our members, Sam, is actively, well, not actively, but passively manifesting, sending beats and working with you.
I don't think that was the purpose of that dream. I don't think the dream was me looking to send beats to Nviiri. I think it had a different. I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, dreams are weird. I'm going to get into that in another
dreams
podcast.
Are weird.
It was so unsolicited. I was not thinking about him either. I was not thinking about Nviiri's situation. Just sleeping.
Sam, but you clearly were, because it's something you dreamt about. I read a funny theory that what if our dream state is that's our primary state, and us during the day is us just collecting data and information for our dreams.
That doesn't make any sense, because there's some dreams I've had that do not function anything close to reality at all.
Maybe
some things have been chased by in dreams. No, that's not reality. And that whole falling thing, what's that whole falling dream about, honestly, if we were to get into it? That thing where you sleep and then you're just constantly falling, what's that about? That doesn't make any sense.
If my name was Joseph, I would have an answer for you. Did you not appreciate my Bible joke?
No, I don't even understand. If my name was Joseph, what happened to Joseph? Which Joseph are you talking about?
Joseph, Technicolor quote. He interpreted those guys' dreams. Do I know the Bible more than you, Sam? I might know the Bible more than you, honestly.
It wasn't a Technicolor quote, first of all.
Yes, it was.
It's not. Okay. That's
Sam,
what Hollywood has made it. It's not a Technicolor quote.
And
I don't even think it was
that's
okay, anyway.
No, that's the name of the play, Joseph and the Technicolor Coat. Like,
I've heard of that. My bad. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, definitely.
Listen,
you know more
Sam,
Bible than me.
I'm not a heathen. Anyway, listen, we digress. Moving on, the last bit of news that was particularly of interest. So, Kipepeo, and I also got informed about this on the day we went for the Groovy Jo event. So Kipepeo Agency has announced that it's going to hold its first World Music Day show at the Alchemist Bar on the 21st of June. Pretty good.
That was a one-sided clap. That's going to sound terrible. Let me help you.
Oh, yeah. Let's both clap. So it says... So Kipepeo Agency founder Maya Rivenberg said that the objective of the event is to showcase the diversity and richness of the artists on the Kipepeo Agency roster. The goal of the event is to foster cultural exchange and appreciation through music, providing a platform for artists to share their talents and stories with a diverse audience. The artist lineup is going to be composed of Kipepeo's top acts like Bakita, Eli Maliki, Groovy Jo, Lee Boy, and Udulele, and whose performances will be topped up by surprise guest appearances. And for live music lovers, the night will see them immerse themselves in the healing tunes of Bakita, the soulfulness of Lee Boy, the charisma of Udulele, Groovy Jo's energy, and Eli Maliki's radiance. So should be an interesting event.
Yeah.
Look forward to what they put together.
That's cool.
And yeah,
let's get into new music.
Let's get into new musiki.
Get into new music.
Who did you listen to, Sam?
Well, if you must know, I mean, a few people released. There wasn't like a long roster. We had some music from Mrumbi again. I might say he's been releasing music every week, honestly.
He has.
Yeah. Every single, like almost no fail, which is cool. Lost in Green with I'm going to butcher this name. Nawekulo.
Nawekulo.
Thank you for that dramatic.
Sorry.
That was cool. Savara released a song called Love You Right Away.
For those who don't know, Savara is a member of Sauti Sol.
Yeah. Definitely, he's pushing forward on his solo career. They all started their solo careers before they left, which is cool. Chimano dropped.
Good to see.
Savara dropped. Polycarp. They all actually, yeah, that's cool. So that's cool. Fee released a song called One For You. When I read it, I thought it was 14U, and I was waiting for her to say
that. Is it One For You or is it I Love You?
No, it's One For You. I thought it was 14U, and I was listening to the whole song, waiting for her to say. That's really corny, actually, from that I would think that. But yeah, she released that. It's a cool song, very poppy, produced by Hendrik Sam. We've talked about him enough on this podcast, but he's putting in work. So shout out to you,
Hendrik Sam. That's my guy. I've never met him, but that's my guy.
You have actually.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if you have. I think
I have not. I have not met Hendrik.
There's a project we're working on that he worked on with us. And he was actually present, so I think you have.
I have not. But I have not met him.
Weren't introduced to him like that.
Yeah,
I'm actually pretty sure you've met him, but I'll explain that outside of the podcast. Let's see. Kashkaria and Ndovuku si unipen. My Swahili is so.
I thought it was an interesting effort.
Don't say effort, bro. Whenever you say effort,
we talked about this. Sorry, I didn't even mean it like that. No, I thought it was
effort,
an interesting
like,
song.
Oh, he tried.
Yeah. Okay, no.
I get what you're saying.
Listen, Kashkaria and Ndovuku, if you're listening, I didn't mean it like that.
I get what you're saying. So it's really cool. It's a very it's pop. It's very Dua Lipa, very
Katy Perry.
Yes, that kind of sound. So that's cool. It's interesting to see that sound come out from our scene. More, I guess, if we're trying to get Grammys for everything, we need to make everything also. Can't just stick to Afro music.
Speaking of more, well, I mean, we already reported on this, but Groovy Jo also released album Pressure.
Oh yeah.
Out now.
Was that her debut, or has she released more music before that? I remember I asked that question a lot.
Oh, you mean like albums?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not best placed to say, but all I know is she released Pressure, and yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yes, you did. Don't do it again. Wash It by Octopizzo. That also dropped. Octopizzo was also.
Doesn't the intro sound like I Don't Like by Chief Keef? I am sorry. I just have to say it sounds exactly.
I think
like
they use. If you are to get into our producer bag, I think he used the same. I know what that's for all the producers. If there's a bell in Nexus, there's a bell in the plugin, the VST plugin Nexus. I don't remember what it's called, but that's the exact. I know because I've used it a lot when I was starting.
I actively use Nexus a lot, so I'll look for the bell.
It's right there. It's one of the popular bells. But
can we make this song do well so that we see what happens?
Yeah.
Like, what if Chief Keef is like, wait a minute, that sounds like nah.
Yeah, I don't think Octopism is on Chief Keef's radar, honestly. I doubt
You don't think so?
No, not at all. But yeah.
Wow, that's painful.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. Let's see.
How else can that be received?
Sophia Nzao and Romuald,
Sophia.
Right? There is I don't know how to say this. How do you say it, Afam? Please, you take the L.
Dokoge.
Oh, I actually said it pretty well. Yeah, that's a really cool song. Again, Sophia, this is the second. I think we played that before. This is her second. Amapiano banger, you might say, if you really like.
I think she's
Amapiano.
had another Amapiano song that she's released.
Yeah, that's the one. I think we played it. We played it on the podcast. That's the first song we played of hers.
No, I'm saying I think she's even done another Amapiano like type thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She does Amapiano stuff a lot.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. And I like that she does it in her, even though she probably is not the only one doing it. But she does it in her. How do you say that? Vernacular. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. I don't know, what did you, I'm not sure if there's anything else.
Anything that unique from what you said that I listened to is Kirby and DJ Mura released Taifa Leo.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Kirby. He also had his Zama sessions yesterday, so he's winning
scene.
Alternative scene for sure. Yep. So this dude, Sam and I met at the Fena entrepreneur event. It's called Musa.
Mm-hmm.
He released a song called Hiusiku with a girl called Malika. That was dope. It was a dope listen. What have you not? Oh, there's a song called Drunk and Disorderly by Kushman. The message is a bit edgy, but I think it's parody.
Edgy?
So
that's one way to put it.
A little bit. Yeah, because he's literally promoting drinking and driving.
That's not edgy.
I think it's
if it's not a metaphor, it's not.
I just hope. I hope it's parody. Then another song, Trouble, Wendy K, Arrowboy, and Daddy Andre came out. Umoja Sounds, they released as usual with a lady by the name Trina South.
I've never heard of her. She's done a bunch of work with them though. So
he has. Then there was Cheza Chini, Boy Lee, Ninja Racy, Prod Luigi. Prod Luigi is actually really dope. What else did I listen to? Oh, Had to Post Kuflos, Nebulas, Pro, and Caterpillar. Interesting listen. Yeah. For me personally, the song that stood out, Sam, I can't lie, was Sophia Nzao, Dokoge.
Yeah.
I think that was my song.
That's cool.
That I liked.
We can play that for the people. Podcast. For the
people at home, for the people listening to the podcast. Here is Dokoge by Sophia Nzao. The second time we're playing her on the podcast. Let's go.
gwakana. Bukana, kwagana kwagana, kahora guthaka, kwagana kwagana, woka twabukana, kwagana kwagana, kahora guthaka, kwagana kwagana. Kamwana, gakibodi, gasera, tikwegama, kamwana, kadarama, gasera, tikwegama, kamwana, gakibodi, gasera, tikwegama, kamwana, kadarama, gasera, tikwegama. Waka, kwagana, kwagana, no kinya. Ohete, waka, kwagana, kwagana, no kinya. Dogoke, 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 dogoare, dogoke.
So that was Dokoge by Sophia Nzao. Congratulations on another Fire Amapiano track. Really good, really dope. Sophia I think she's really thriving in her, and she's really carving out a lane for herself. So shout out to her.
Yeah, it'd be good if you could push this and be known for that. The thing about artists is that we don't even know whether this is what she wants to do. Maybe she's just releasing music that was in her hard drive and she really wants to make like pop music.
Maybe she is, but it's getting our attention and I like it.
Yeah,
so
it should get you
hopefully
yours
she
too.
likes it too. Yeah, exactly. But guys, as always, thank you guys for listening.
Yep.
Thank you for the support. We released our second interview with Alpha Mars, Alfayo from Kipepeo. And thank you for the support on that. Really appreciate you guys listening, tapping in.
For real.
Just a reminder, we are now on YouTube, so you can also listen to the 30% Pod Boys on the YouTube streets.
The 30% podcast is a channel, not the 30% Pod Boys.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the 30% podcast.
Yes.
But yeah, we're also on everything else, like always. So you can find us there: Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor Music, Google Podcasts, and now YouTube.
Yeah.
And yo, Sam, it's been a pleasure.
It has.
Recording this podcast with you, and
so formal.
For those listening, I know this is so formal. For those listening, listen. Thank you. And
God bless you.
From the wise words of Afam, I just want to leave you with this one quote that I came up with right now, which says,
it's not going to be good.
Podcasts are amazing. You should listen to ours. And thank you so much. And listen, we'll catch you on the episode. Why do I do this?
I don't know why you do this. I keep wondering, why do you do this to yourself? And you're being so genuine too. This is not like you're trying to act up. This is who you are.
I don't understand what's wrong with me.
Let's go by.
Should I just accept myself?
Yes, save yourself the misery and just this oh man.
Okay, you know what, guys?
We need an intervention.
See you. Bonvenue and
no more outro in this podcast. No more.
We need an intervention. But for real, guys, thank you, and we'll see you in episode 28.